Aluminum Spork.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Aluminum Spork, which I may name every one of my shows because I just like that theme song so much. We are talking ancient civilizations, lost histories, alien disclosure, all that good stuff, interdimensional species, Bigfoot, what the hell? But tonight we will be talking pyramids. And not just pyramids, but why archaeologists and Egyptologists, they're all against exploring new opinions, opportunities, ideas in what pyramids were for, how they were built, different places in the world they could be. And we will get into that tonight. But first off, I'll introduce the panel. We have the lovely Bad Takes Tina Bojan. How are you?
I'm doing well, recovering from the winter illness that a lot of us have been getting, and
oh yeah,
very excited to be back hanging out with the YouTube and Rumble crowd.
Yeah, me too. I've been sick for like a week now, the family for like a week and a half, so it's a random night for us, so I don't know if people will be here with us, but that's okay. They can watch it later, and if you're new, please like and subscribe either on YouTube or Rumble. Also with us is Mr. Grant Gregory. How are you, Rolly dog?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. Happy to be here. There's a lot of interesting stuff when it comes to the pyramids that just completely baffles me. So it'd be good to get your thoughts on a few things.
Yeah. I have some ideas on it myself. We have the lovely Sherry in the house. Hello, you are the first and maybe only person watching, so we love you. And she's the meme queen, so always love having her here. But yeah, I was thinking, and over on Rumble, we have like, probably more people watching. Yeah, we have like 6 or 7. My glasses suck. I can't see anything, and that might be better for my channel. Yeah, I was looking at the Bosnian pyramids, like the pyramid of the sun, the moon, love, whatever the other couple they think they have. And like back in 2006, when I think they really started talking about it, the mainstream media, I mean, they loved it. They loved the idea of it. They were speaking up, and I always forget his name. It's it starts with an O, the guy who discovered it. I can never say it. Osmanagic Smear. I think his name is Smear, so we'll say Smear. And at first they loved him. He was finding some proof of granite with a certain type of almost like Roman-esque cement between it. They started finding tunnels, a lake under the pyramid of the sun. And then you started getting about 5 years in, when people were getting more into it, you were getting the Egyptologists and the archaeologists like Zahi Hawass, like literally
nailed it.
I know I hit it, man. Calling them like frauds, and people would be like, "Oh, have you been there? I don't need to be there. It's not the pyramid. It's not the pyramid." There has been
it's just a hill.
It's just a hill. Just a hill. And thank you for my accent. That was fantastic. He was also saying that, people reported, I can't say this is definite, but there's reports that he actually called the Bosnian, Ministry of Archaeology or History and was trying to shut it down, and may have gotten it shut down for a while. But in the last 2 years, there has been a full court press of these mainstream archaeologists and media types attacking it, saying it's an iron flat hill that's just so happens to be like a perfect pyramid. And these people, it's natural. It's natural, even though there's other geologists and people saying, no, this is not natural. But the mainstream media only fixates on it's natural. And it blows my mind. Why don't they want to open this debate? What do you guys think about that?
They're scared. They know something. That's what I always go to. They have to know something. Like, the idea, I mean, this is the thing, like, especially with stuff like the Bosnian ones and everything,
Mm-hmm.
they don't even consider, like, the Aztec stuff pyramids, because, well, they're not a true pyramid, because they're just a collection of steps that lead up to something else. Like, a pyramid is something that is almost universally Egyptian, and I think that's what they want to try and keep and try and maintain. And anything outside of that's like champagne. You can have sparkling white wine, but if it isn't in the region of France, it's not champagne. They're trying to do that with structures.
Good analogy.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, it's weird. And thank you, Jay. Yeah, we are talking some about we're starting with the Bosnian pyramids. I mean, even like Wikipedia, this is what pisses me off. People like, oh no, Wikipedia, I understand. It's not like, it's not like an encyclopedia, it's Wikipedia. But people really have to be like messed up to think that they really have like a subjective view. It's all objective. Well, I'm looking at it right now, and I'll bring this up. There's no need to throw in like claim, like right here it says, the Bosnian pyramid claims are pseudo archaeology.
Yeah, but
like,
that's what they do on Wikipedia. If someone has an opinion that no one likes, you just add the word pseudo and then another word behind it to discredit them.
Right. Just like Graham Hancock is a pseudo archaeologist, even though he's never claimed to be anything but a writer. It's aggravating. So yeah, they put this right here. Theory puts forward to explain the formation of a cluster of natural hills in the area of Viskoka in central Bosnia, and I don't where is
Herzegovina.
Is that another country? I didn't know that.
It's one country called Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Wow.
I only remember that from the Olympics.
I had no clue.
I mean, I definitely didn't know that before 3 seconds ago, but I'm going to claim I did.
Yeah. I had no clue. And they put direct studies of the site by geologists, archaeologists, and other scientists has demonstrated the hills are natural formations known as flat irons. But then what about everybody else? Because then they start saying it's a hoax. It's a cruel hoax. And they were trying to literally make it a tourist attraction and all this stuff. And granted now, and then they start showing like the hills they're not showing like that hill. I'm sorry. That looks like a pyramid. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nature is not really good at making these perfect linear, 90 degree or even 45 degree angles. And when you have,
if they are, they're not going to be able to do it 4 sides that lead up to one point.
Yeah, and I don't know. Were you going to say something, Tina?
No, I was going to say absolutely true. And I mean, I can understand the thought that it could be a tourist trap, but there were organizations that were actually selling tours to go here and explore the archaeological finds from these pyramids and to help map things out. They were trying to get graduate students from all different disciplines, because I remember seeing the advertisements come through when I was working part-time at that university.
Right. Yeah, it was like all of a sudden a flip. Like everybody was like, okay, it may be a pyramid, it may not. Let's look into it. And then all of a sudden, boom. It was like, this is the new narrative, and everybody that's in the know or in the bubble better stick to this narrative. And I just want to say, Andy, I'm sorry, man. Losing any animal is like losing a family member to me. Like I like animals more than I like most people. So I'm really sorry about that, man. I hope you're all right. And Jay, I understand what you're saying. Like their currency is, it isn't the richest nation. They do need tourist money. I get that. But I don't think this was all done for tourism. I truly believe this gentleman believed this was a very old pyramid. And then people are like, oh yeah, well, why would it be covered with that much dirt? Well, I mean, we have seen ancient sites completely covered with way more dirt than it takes to cover this. Because this is
going to say,
right.
I'll take that and I'll raise you. Go back with Tepe.
Exactly, and that isn't the only site that has been buried, and science can't even deny that has been buried. So there is if you could put, I mean, I know this is massive, but a foot of dirt, you can grow trees, you can grow grass, and after millennia, it will gain more dirt and more dirt and more dirt. It would naturally grow these things. So I think that's a weird one.
Any sort of structure that's in the ground will inevitably sink.
Right. What's up, the City Life Project? Good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Brian McCann. Right. It will sink. It will go deeper. You're absolutely right. The City Life Project says the best damn artist I know, Mr. Grant. He does it all. Video editing, production, and composure. My God. Swoon. You are damn good.
Isha.
You are damn good, man.
I've been called worse.
And I'm glad you're my buddy. Now let's talk about me, because it's my ego and my show. What do you think it is? What is it? Is it, I mean, we've always said it's grant money. It's book deals. It's this and that. Is it anything deeper? Is it any more sinister than that? Because I'm starting to think, like,
I don't know if you know this about people who don't have a lot of actual work that make a lot of money. They like money. So when someone gives them money and they've gone, well, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, which doesn't involve me, actually doing any form of labor, I'm going to defend that no matter what the cost.
Right.
And then when everyone else is doing the same thing, it's the group think narrative. It's the I can't even think the term that they use, but yeah, it's just mob mentality. That's what it is. It's just we all can't be wrong.
Right. You're wrong. We're all right.
Yeah.
And you get the bullies. You get the bully. Okay, perfect example. In the 1950s, there was a real big push of two different ideas in America, and you had the food pyramid, and you had people that believed that a lower carb, protein rich vegetables, natural fruits is the way to go. But the bullying doctor got his food pyramid shoved up our asses for generations now of overweight Americans, because people still believe that, having a big ass bowl of cereal in the morning's the most important meal of the day. And that is just the propaganda of it, and somebody pushing it. And personally, Zahi Hawass, to me, is
Bless
that
you.
bully. Yeah, Zahi Hawass.
Isn't that like a war cry that I've heard people yell before battle?
Yeah, I think they were some type of Pacific Rim people. I don't know.
Propaganda is the correct term, though. I mean, for history, as far as I remember reading back, even in grade school, about the fact that, older civilizations, they broke their morning fast with whatever was left over from last night.
Right.
So the idea that we're going to make cereal or toast, pancakes in the morning for breakfast is completely foreign.
Do you know who came up with the term, the most important meal of the day?
Kellogg's.
There you go, buddy. Have I said this before, or did you just know?
No.
Okay. Because, it was Kellogg. It was the inventor of Kellogg cereal. It was him who
Didn't he have health center retreats that you could go to? Kellogg, wasn't that the same guy?
It may have been.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I know Miss Martin Muses rocks, though. How are you? Guys, make sure you check out her channel. She's awesome.
They had a bunch of those around the world. Yeah, that's what it was. It's you eat this cereal, you go there, you work out, and then look, here, read this propaganda for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Brian McCann, member for 3 months, dude. Thank you for the support. I truly appreciate it, and feel free to become a member if anybody likes out there. And I don't disapprove of super chats. I really don't. Rumor: Scott built all the pyramids in his basement. It is true. It's not a rumor, Brian. Also, the one in Indonesia, called Gunag Padang. Nailed it.
You're just nailing these
I'm
names
just
today.
crushing it today, aren't I? I'm crushing it, bro.
It's because Matt's not here to intimidate you with his correct and articulate pronunciation of foreign words.
What these gets done now and so forth, I have no clue. But it's good to see you, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Ian's awesome. He's an awesome supporter of me and the Full Aussie guys.
Oh, awesome, dude. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. I support those guys too, more when they subscribe to my channel. But no, Ian, thank you, brother. Thank you. Tonight is one of the nights we just discuss all the, what would we say? The things a little left and center, I would say, or right of center, or not in the center. Things that, how would you?
Off center?
Off center.
There we go.
Off center. Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? I'm not scared.
And Saturday nights we talk about shit we hate. So please subscribe. But let's get back to pyramids, because I wanted to show this one too, because is this one I have on? Hold on. Be better if I actually shared the right thing. This might be it, or I can be wrong. So I don't know if you guys know Gunag Padang. I can never freaking say that. In Indonesia, which when I first saw it, to me, I thought it looked like some ancient pyramid or structure that just got obliterated. So people are starting to say now that it may be one of the world's oldest pyramids. And that's not the one I wanted, but that's okay.
Which one is it?
Gunday Bhagwan. Gunday. You know what I'm talking about.
Are you talking English?
Yeah. Right here. Gunag Gapang. Oh, son of a bitch. Come on.
Share
you
the
know what
screen.
I'm... Oh, maybe
Share
I
the
should
screen
share...
will help you pronounce.
That's all he needed to say to me. No, you know what? I'm not looking at the screen, Mr. Grant Gregory, with your 100K subscribers.
Oh, I'm only like 100 away from 110,000 subs.
I really hate you and everyone you love.
Wow, that's amazing.
I'm so happy for you. Okay, so this one right here. Gunang Padang. Right? Gunang
Padang. That's
yeah, right. I'm saying it right.
I
So
think you are.
now, if you have ever, I want to get actual pictures of it first, but I mean, I saw this probably about 15, 20 years ago as a kid. I was in my 20s. What am I talking about? You know, and the structure
I was
itself.
old 20 years ago.
Yeah, right. What the hell am I talking about? But the structure itself, like this to me always looked like it was something that got destroyed. And I believe it's basalt. I could be wrong, but some say it might be volcanic. I can't remember exactly the type of rock, but I'm sorry. That looks like shaped rock that was at one point set up a certain way to build some form of a structure. If it was, step pyramid or even terracing, pyramid, like where it's more earth-based, and not maybe something.
Technically, all the stuff is earth-based.
I knew you were going to freaking say that. I knew he was going to say that. Son of a bitch. You know what I mean.
The idea, though, of step pyramids actually being created in order to have raised gardens to give more square footage of
That's right. Yeah.
Garden crops. Yeah, I think it's.
And it could have been done right, or it was for giants. That's another story, and something we're going to touch on in a little bit. Not giants, but bones. Because it's not just about pyramids tonight. It's also about archaeology and the museums. Smithsonian, don't trust them. We'll get to that in a few. But so this is Gunag Padang. God dang it! One of these days I'm going to say it right.
No, not dang it. It's just Padang.
Dang. That's it.
Yeah.
I really hate you, Mr. 110K. Look, wow, you're so great.
I'm getting there.
I mean, you are getting there. But look at this the New York Times, world oldest pyramid in Indonesia. A study draws skepticism. Oldest pyramid in Indonesia in Gunung Padang. Study draws skepticism. Why is it the same exact? Now that's the Telegram, but it's like study draws skepticism. It was almost like
Why don't you
someone's.
open both articles and see how similar they are?
Why don't we do that? Let's go with this one first. I like how you think, my friend. Oh, I don't want to do that, you son of a bitch.
Okay, so whenever you get something like this that you need to
Bypass?
there's a website called archive.ph. If
Okay.
you copy the link into it and put that in there, someone will have archived it. If not, it'll be available by the end of the day.
Really?
So yeah, you can get
Oh.
rid of all the firewalls, paywalls. For,
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea. Let me just do this real quick and see if I can get past it without having to pay, though. Those son of a bitches. Continue without subscribing, you ass. All right, here we go. Yo, these guys suck. They really do. Like, okay, I get it, New York Times. Like, I'm never gonna want to support you.
Yeah. So in the private chat is the
other link
is the website you go to.
Okay.
And then you can put that link in that one. And
Okay.
if it's been archived, which usually within the first 24 hours it has been, you can read the whole thing without any of the paywall restrictions.
I'm doing it right now. Let's see. Oh crap, it's there. That is pretty
That
cool,
is
dude.
so cool.
All right, we're gonna do that then. All right, hold
I
on.
used to teach IT to, undergraduate students, but what the hell? You can always learn something new.
You really can. You really can. And we learn it live. That's the beautiful thing about it. You know?
Yeah,
All right.
knowledge.
Knowledge is awesome.
I think it's pronounced knowledge.
Canal.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a lot of the times it won't bring the ads across as well, so it's like, oh, don't get the advertisement with it.
Ah, that
Oh
sucks.
no.
Yeah. So this is this says wait a minute, let's get the whole thing. The study
So
under Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that what it'll be is they'll copy the first two lines, like the heading and the subheading. The amount of times that you'll see stuff that's basically exactly the same as each other.
Yeah, no, you're right. So you got the study under investigation by its publisher has fueled a dispute over the age of a particularly excavated site and prompted warning about the dangers of nationalist myth making. Holy crap. Nationalist myth making.
Because it makes you too proud of your country.
Yeah.
And its history. So that's a bad thing.
Thank you. I was trying to figure that out myself. I'm like, that sounds kind of effed up, but all right. So in the other one, it says, in the Telegram, it says, oldest pyramid, again, skeptics opinion. And then it says the research has fueled a dispute over the age of a particularly excavated site. I mean, it's the same exact thing. Holy crap. Wait a minute. This can't be the same exact thing, is it? In a mountain corner of Indonesia lies a hill. And if I go back to the other one, in a mountain corner of Indonesia lies a hill. Dude, okay.
See, to one's chat GPT of another one.
So
it truly is.
So which one do you believe? The one that reckons that it's in a corner, which you can clearly see it's not a corner.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is it written by the same dude? Maybe it's just the same article? Let's see. Oh, maybe it's the same article. Okay, I'm an idiot. But it's two different websites, okay? That's why I got confused. See, I can say when I'm a dork. Well, I am a dork, but an idiot. It is by the same guy, so that's why it says the same exact thing.
Wait, which guy? Because there's two guys that wrote this.
Both of them. Those bastards. They're reporting from Seoul and from Kanger, Indonesia. You know that place. But dotted with stone terraces where people come from around the country to hold Islamic and Hindu rituals. Some say the site has a mystical air and even that it might hold buried treasure. Gunde Pungat, the excavated site. This is why I'm never going to be good at this. I can't pronounce shit. Is a relaxing place to spend an afternoon. It's also at the center of a raging debate. Archaeologists say that the hill is a dormant volcano and that ceramics recovered there so far suggests that humans have been using the site for several hundred years or more. But some Indonesians, including an earthquake geologist and a president who left office in 2014, have suggested that the site may be built far earlier by an as yet undiscovered ancient civilization. Their narrative has spread for more than a decade within the country, but not very far beyond it until recently. And they all blame who? Graham Hancock.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he didn't put out the most dangerous documentary on the internet, you know.
Dangerous, dude.
Exactly.
Dangerous. And this is also, they say an earthquake geologist, but the guy is a doctor who has been studying this site. He is a geologist. But the archaeologists say the study's most contentious conclusion that Gunde Pendang, I say it differently every time, may be the oldest pyramid in the world because its deepest layers appear to have been sculpted by humans up to 27,000 years ago is problematic because it's not based on physical evidence. Indonesia has no history of pyramid construction, they say, and humans in the Paleolithic era, which ended more than 10,000 years ago, could not have constructed pyramids. Why is that? Why is that? Explain that to me.
Because they said so.
Off. Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what pisses me off, man. Because, the pyramids of Giza are only 4,500 years old, but they don't also say that after that period, for some reason, all the pyramids get worse. There was only like 1,000 to 1,500 year period that they say it was in Giza that they built these amazing structures. Why can't I speak tonight? These amazing pyramids, that.
So all them slaves, see, that's the problem. They got rid of all the Jewish slaves and they started bringing in other slaves.
Should have kept your people, man.
Just went down.
Should have kept your people.
I think you misunderstood your history there, Grant. The United States is the first and only country to have ever used slavery in order to advance as a civilization.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Then my neighbor owes me an apology then.
I don't know. This is what you may have to buy Sporking a new microphone. That over modulation is killing me. What is it?
What modulation?
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Is it just me?
I can't. I can't hear. Maybe it's something to do with the stream.
Over modulation. Over modulation. Over modulation. Over modulation. I don't know. I have no clue.
That sounds like the newest song from latest band. Just over modulation said 100 times with a beat behind it.
Hey, I'll work on it, E-Clay. I love you for pointing that out. I don't.
Oh God, now I hear it.
Come on, come on. Really?
Whatever you did, yeah, you're peaking a little bit with it now.
Am I still peaking?
Maybe not as close to the mic.
Maybe not as close as the mic. Am I peaking?
Yeah.
It always peaks, dude. This is just. Wait a minute. Let me try this.
Does that help?
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
there you
better?
go.
Okay.
Cool, you sound like my ex.
Oh, that's kind of hot. Oh, Mr. Gregory. Oh. Did you like that?
I didn't, but apparently my computer direction has other questions.
That's good. That is real good. How about that? That seems quieter to me, though.
No, that's worse.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
You're hearing this, aren't you, Tina?
I barely can hear it. I don't know. Now you guys got me all screwed up.
That's fine.
Whatever.
Just leave it at
We're
that.
just going with it. E-Clay, thanks for getting it in my head, bro. You were sent by Walton, weren't you? Yeah. So, this is what bothers me. It's like, first of all, the pyramids. I as a internet, persona, can't agree with these archaeologists on the Giza pyramids, even though I've never been there. I still don't think they're only 4,500 years old. And I feel like because I said so, they should admit that I'm right because they've never been to Gundam P1, whatever the hell it is.
It sounds
what
like
I don't
a dish.
understand is what I don't understand is the ego that's involved
Mhm.
in in claiming that no one else can have pyramids but Egypt, and
Right.
that no structure can be older than a structure that was found somewhere else. I mean, I almost got it when it was organized religion that was
Mm-hmm.
persecuting people with different ideas, because you're like, okay, fine. It kind of, breaks the narrative, the scary narrative that everybody's believed since birth, and you're, challenging the general accepted knowledge. But after you got enough people on your side to agree with you, you can kind of put some little pierces in that armor. But here, they want to say that, nope, sorry, we know all there is to know about prehistoric man, and there is absolutely nothing that we can discover to advance that knowledge.
Well,
Now,
that's the one
what
thing
if
you've
they
got to
said that
understand about
200 years
science.
ago? Oh, sorry.
Once you discover that there's nothing else to discover, that's it.
Oh, gotcha. Science is as science is, huh?
They all suck. It's. And I was trying to find this other thing for another part, because it's not just. It's this one group of, and is it academics? I guess you consider archaeologists, Egyptologists, they're academics, right? So once again, you have this certain class of people that come from the universities and colleges, and it's their shit don't stink, and their worldview, their view in their bubble is the view everyone should have. And they just can't, they can never accept somebody else's new view. Also, you'll be stealing their grant money if you try to go against them. Like, they're just,
Yeah, I hate it when people steal grants money.
that's the worst.
Speaking of something that's not grants money, you might want to check your super chats.
Holy crap. I got 2 of them. The beautiful zombie box reviews. And again, man, I'm really sorry about your cat. I was trying to keep up on that. I'm sorry you lost your kitty. I have 3 and one's getting really old, so I understand, man. But thank you so much for the 2 pounds. Is that pounds? Pounds. We'll
That's
say
proper
pounds.
money.
That's proper money, my friend. And what is it in the chat? It is it's a huggy,
Huggy
Akita. Are they Akitas? I don't know what they are, but thank you. It's hearts. And wow, Ian so forth. Holy crap, man. Thank you for being new. I really appreciate you. 50 pounds too? Is that
That's also proper money.
proper
Actually,
money?
I think that's more proper.
More proper. Well, thank you very much. Hold on, this goes for you.
Awesome!
When they were building the pyramids, one of the issues they had when dragging the massive stones was moments of over-modulation.
Yep, I 100% agree.
Yeah, man, that modulation sucks. I saw Ruben up in the chat too. Thank you very much, dude. Ian, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ruben.
Told you Ian was awesome.
Yeah,
Even
Ian
without
is
the
awesome.
super chat, he's awesome.
No, I mean, but with the super chat, he's even more awesomeness. He's
Awesome!
Thank you, Ian. Ruben's up in the house. I saw Darren. Darren, how are you? So when we getting reset again? It's getting hot in here. Yeah, that might be coming soon. You never know. I mean, there's supposedly an
Might even
asteroid
be
that's
great.
well, asteroid's supposed to hit us in like the 2030s. Like it's just going to miss us in 2029, somewhere around there. And when it's on its way back, it's supposed to crush us, right?
Now, is that
Yeah,
when the
allegedly.
plains of Africa become like,
An ocean.
Greenland's? Yeah, become
Oh, right.
Greenland's again, or is that going to make them ocean, or what's going to
It
happen?
all depends on where it hits. So,
Gotcha.
if we're kicked back into an ice age, well, then that'll bring down the level of the oceans. So maybe it'll change like the jet stream. And if the asteroid hits in the right direction, maybe gives us a little extra tilt. You never know. Antarctica could be the next Greenland.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. We already know where it hit in the Younger Dryas, and we know that
Right.
we can survive that. So let's just hit there again.
Yeah. Whoa.
point.
Wait a minute. Time out. That's a little too close to us. You said good point. What are you talking about? You're in like Illinois. We'd be dead.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure I won't be around in the 2030s. I'm not worried about it.
Oh, okay. Wow. That was disturbing. I hope you're there.
only
That
like-
would be great.
It's only like 6 years away.
It's not that far.
My
not that
mouth
far.
is going to get me in trouble at some point way before then, so I'm not worried.
Well, if that's the case, you need to tell us all the stories about how you're connected.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds
Okay.
like you're going to be off. We could write a movie. We could write a movie.
Swimming with the fishes, the Bad Takes Bojan story.
Right. I love that. Bilbo Swaggin. It's such a great name. Bad take Bojan story. Eclay says for $10. Oh, you son of a bitch. Gunung Padang is one of many sites like Gunung Padang, and Gunung Padang was definitely built by humans who named it Gunung but
No,
fuck
start
you,
again.
man. Okay, Gunung but son of a bitch. Sally sells, she sells by the she shore. Okay, Gunung, fuck you. Gunung.
You have it. Every time you say it right, you stop yourself.
Really? Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay, Gunung Padang is one of many sites like Gunung Padang, and Gunung Padang was definitely built by humans who named it Gunung Padang. What do you think of Gunung Padang? Question mark. $10. Thank you very much. Worth it. Holy shit, that was hard.
I definitely. I don't think it was a pyramid, but I definitely think it was something. The way in which the structures are, I don't think it was a pyramid from the looks of it. I think there would be way more debris and everything that would be going around with it if it was, or it was the start of one and it got
Okay.
interrupted.
Well, okay.
That's what I think.
I don't know if I disagree. I disagree that I agree that I don't know if it was a pyramid, but I agree it was some form of a structure. It was something. And also, if you look back, okay, before the Younger Dryas and during the last ice age, if you look, and let me try to find a picture of the map, but okay, let's do that. In that area of the world, that would have been part of a much bigger subcontinent, I guess, because the majority of that now is underwater. Like
Allegedly.
allegedly. Let's go Indonesia. Ice age.
Now, while
map.
you look that up, I mean,
Yeah.
even if let's say that Zahihuas gets his way, and
That son of
pyramid
a
would be trademarked as a term that could only be used to a I'm not even sure what you would call that that triangle like 3D structure.
A
Mhm.
pyramid-shaped structure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's trademarked over a pyramid structure, but I mean, every other very, very primitive structure that, whether you're talking a child making in a sand castle or prehistorical humans making out of the side of a hill or
Mhm.
building their own mound, you can even talk about an igloo. They're all rounded piles of something that's been compacted and hardened that you
Right.
tunnel into. Well, a pyramid is just the next, seeming to me, logical step in structure development. It's a long time, and a lot of other engineering has to evolve in order to create the structures with those 90-degree right angles.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes. Anything that takes that shape is considered a pyramid, correct? And
Yeah.
it doesn't always have to be. There's different forms of pyramids too. You have, I mean, even in Egypt alone, you have step pyramids, you have bent pyramids, you have, the grand pyramids. It doesn't always have to be like, I mean, if you look at
That sounds like a big family with step parents, grandparents, and everything like that. I didn't realize
I did go
that was
there,
the way in
didn't
which
I?
they. Yeah.
maybe that was some deep seated shit I had to get out. Yeah, no, they're all about that. You know that. But before, we'll get back to, because I want to get to Egypt next, but this would have been Sundaland. This was what you're seeing in the lighter colored greenish. That would have been above the water back in as late as, I think, 15 BC. And I'm not going to do that BC shit. It's before Christ, after death. Okay? Let's just stick to it, people. Before the Common Era, 15,000 years ago. But yeah, that lighter color is what it would have, the shape of Indonesia would have been. Now, Indonesia is this area, correct? Right about here, the peninsula area, if I'm correct. And I think like Java and other places are around there. That would have been, so Indonesia, that would have
Great
been.
place to get coffee, that.
Oh my God, delicious. It would have been up, higher elevation. And this, I believe, was some type of, I don't know, like meeting place, like where people may have come and, ceremonies may have been held to say it was a pyramid.
Have they found any sort of ruins or anything that would indicate that it was a place?
Yeah, core samples going into it from that geologist shows man-made. He's the geologist I just read about that they tried to say is only a earthquake geologist.
Right,
yeah. The one he was actually on the episode ever since he was on the episode with Graham Hancock in that ancient apocalypse. They have been destroying the guy. It's really kind of crazy how they attack people that are just doing research in their own country, and because it doesn't go with their narrative, that we were hunter-gatherers, and then about 9,000-ish years ago we started maybe cultivating some stuff, and then 5,000 to 6,000 years ago we may have started getting into cities, and then boom, all of a sudden these beautiful pyramids.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. One day you wake up, you're like, you know what? I'm going to build me a structure.
Right.
Yeah.
And
with no tools or no knowledge.
And what kills me is like, even Graham Hancock has to admit right now that they were hunter-gatherers that did Göbekli Tepe and the other Tepe.
The bigger one?
Yeah, the bigger one.
Yeah.
Karahan Tempe?
Karahan, yeah, Karahan Tempe.
Bless you.
He has to say they're hunter-gatherers, but why do we say that? There are underground cities all around that place. Like, why are we saying that they were hunter-gatherers?
They were harvesters as well, because they had that's what I'm saying, like they had agriculture, so that's not a hunter-gatherer.
No.
Yeah. And also, is this the place that Alice is from on the TV series?
Say that again?
The map that you just had up, is that where Alice is from the TV series?
Alice?
Yeah.
Sunderland and not Wonderland.
Alice in Sunderland?
That wasn't funny, my good man. That was hilarious. I really hate this thing. I don't know why I want to always play with it, though. Hey! Okay.
How long do we leave him doing it and let him know that we're not actually hearing any sound effects, Tina?
Don't fucking tell. Are you serious? No, it's up. You're hearing it.
We got you.
You're a jerk, man.
I think
really
40 minutes into it was long enough for you just to go like that, because you've gone, I've been using it a lot.
Hey, we got a new subscriber, Darren N. Thank you, Darren. I think that means he's subscribed to the channel. Is that
Usually
what
that's what it means.
Yeah.
If he's a subscriber, yeah.
Yeah, it is a crime you're not monetized, bro. I just want you to know that.
It is what it is. I'll look for
Masters of the
alternative
TDS.
revenue sources.
What a great channel right here, guys. Masters of the TDS Grid. Dude, follow his, well, go to their YouTube, but also check out his Twitter or
Yeah.
X.
And also, make sure you don't say anything bad about him in the past, because he'll find it.
He will find it, dude. He's a good researcher. And got to meet him, too. Got to meet him in Florida. His lovely wife, too, Raven. So thank you, guys. He's just dropping in to say hi and leaving a thumbs up, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that. Brian McCann says, speaking of, oh, you son of, Gunday Padang, go hold.
Go old.
Go
old.
Used Scott as a host just once. They didn't like what he was in his head. It ran away fast. I don't get it.
I didn't realize that you were part of the... I would assumed you would have been part of the Tok'ra versus the Goa'uld, but there you go.
Do you remember that old association referred to as Stargate? There's plenty of those cylindrical items you could travel beyond the universes using ancient alien technology. It's very on topic, Brian. Very on topic.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the pyramids are literally just a landing pad for the spaceships. That's why they're shaped that way, to hold great weight. All the
Yeah,
strength is from the top down.
Or they are like gas stations. Some people believe that.
So they're like on like what, way lines or something, or whatever you call them.
Yeah, they're on the ley lines.
Ley
and
lines, way lines. Yeah, I'm
using
saying the Asian version.
Using the Earth's energy, but there's also people with the Great Pyramid that have done like samples off the walls and shown different chemicals that are involved in, I don't know, I'm not smart, but different chemical reactions that could be used for energy. We're going to get into that in a minute and sound like I know what I'm talking about.
I like chemicals.
Ruben, who is
There's a lot of
looking...
ley lines that go through. There's a lot of ley lines that go through Chicago, and there's actually
Come on.
An author, Jim Butcher. His entire Harry Dresden series is based on the fact that Chicago.
What, the
is a
Dresden
big
Files?
center for ancient magic, and that there's this island off the shores of Lake Michigan that is invisible to the naked eye, but where all the ley lines are correlating, and
That is cool.
A lot of power that emanates from there.
Well, they do believe that the ley lines do have a way of, and Tesla believed it too, tapping into the Earth. I mean, there is ways we can draw energy from the planet and send it out wirelessly. And they believe that the pyramids, obelisks, they were used to do this. I don't know for alien ships, but who's to say they didn't have some form of power? I also think they may have used some type of vibration or sound hertz, different hertz, to...
It does when it's too loud.
It does. It really does. To move stone, to even reshape things. But we'll get into that in a minute because, I didn't finish reading what the Slim Ruben said. Ruben, man, you're looking good, brother. I think you lost over 100 pounds. You heard that.
Hold on, buddy.
He says Atlantis and Mu existed. I see proof of it occurring 55 million years ago. The Younger Dryas was just the last mini apocalypse 20,000 years ago. Everything is much older. I don't doubt that we have been, the Aztecs or Mayans talked about this is like the 5th or 6th cycle of man.
It's like the Matrix where it's happened all over again.
Yeah, they made it too good before, and now it just has to suck. Where people like Culture Casino has a bigger
250 pounds down, Ruben. Well done, buddy.
Holy crap, man! Good for you, brother. Good for you.
Also, congratulations on the engagement.
Say
yes,
what?
yes. It was just announced on Twitter yesterday or today.
Oh wow!
Yes, he is engaged and will be getting married in 2024.
Wow,
to a
man.
female woman. We have to specify that as well.
Biological?
Yeah, female woman.
Wow. Good for you, Ruben. You sexy bastard. Darren N said, I would say everything is much newer than we thought. Our historical timeline stretched to suit narratives. Yeah, I do too, man. Like, look, they've found proof that we have been around in this form for what, 250,000 years, 200,000 years? I'll say 200,000 years. Yet we've only started really using our mind in the last, 10? And then we decided to build everything in the last couple, millennia. Like, it makes no sense. There is a way that unless you make it in stone, we could be wiped off the planet and no one would ever know we were here. Bones aren't fossils, shit like that. That could be gone in thousands of years.
There's also
Not
a lot of
possible,
faith
but
that we
bones.
put into the carbon dating and everything like
Right.
that we have. Like, we don't know that it's not on like a bell curve where the more deposits mean X amount longer. So if it's double the deposits, it's twice as long. It might be triple. We don't actually know. It's an assumption that's been accepted. I thought that said Chad wife. I was like, that doesn't mean it, but you said trad wife. Okay, much different than a Chad wife.
Chad wife would be cool though, man. Oh, wait a minute. No. Yeah, go on.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we don't fully 100% know, and I think that's where with a lot of this sort of science, it's the science that involves a lot of faith, but the faith has been taken out of it. and whatever they believe now is their new doctrine, and it has to be defended no matter what. They're no longer willing to. Sorry, the science has been taken out of it. It's now become a faith-based organization or a faith-based science. You can't question
its
the
own
doctrine.
religion.
You're
Its
an
own
apostate
religion.
if you leave. You're going to be blacklisted. You know.
Yep.
They
You have
can't
to
go after
flog
Graham
yourself.
Hancock directly because he's not a part of it. But any scientist that even mentions something about it, they go after him. So they're trying to stop him from. Like, I mean, that's what you do when you've got a zealot. Like, it's a religious organization that's based around science.
Yep.
We should change its name to, I don't know, Scientology. No, that already exists.
Yep.
Something like that.
Science fiction.
Oh.
Oh, very
There you
nice.
go.
What were you going to say, Tina?
Yeah, COVID brain just hit right there. So yeah, gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
Another way the archaeologists got to Tina.
They got to her. They freaking got to her. God damn it.
Oh, now I remember. This is a man trying to give estimates over time that's just not measurable in amounts that we can comprehend. I mean, you
Right.
can watch a tree grow year after year, and you can cut that tree in half 50 years from now and coincidentally count the number of circles there are, the tree rings, to determine its age. But that's not anything anyone knew until they were able to observe and prove it as
Right.
fact. We're
Right.
trying to do the same thing with patterns of the earth or patterns of water or patterns of weather to
Mhm.
be able to say that, okay, this shows the passage of 100,000 years, a million years. I mean, there's people that are throwing out time periods like this was from 5 million to 15 million years ago, and this was 200 million to 900 million years ago. Can you even comprehend a million years? How can you
No.
even try and say that it is scientific fact
Right.
that something
Right.
did or did not
That's a
exist?
long estimate. It's either somewhere between here and 100,000 longer than human history.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
The thing that also gets me is like, they also, and it's the opposite of that too, Tina. It's they only think in small amounts. Like when it comes to the climate crisis,
Mhm.
they look at, all it's been doing is heating up. No shit, because we just came out of in the earth, in the age of the earth, we just came out of an ice age, like fractionally, like not even like a lot, like a little. And that's been what, 15, 20,000 years, 25,000 years ago, it started to end. And then we got hit with a mini ice age. And, like these people that don't realize that the planet has heat most of the time is either really hot or really cold. We're just lucky we hit somewhere in the middle right now. It changes everything. I mean, we're in a time where just 10,000 years ago we had, and we were talking about it last stream, aardvarks, the size of Volkswagen sloths that were as tall as trees almost, well, not massive trees, but 2 stories tall. But they died because the planet changed, and they died in mass in just a short period of time. So why couldn't that have happened to civilizations too? What could have my mind be different if we are physiologically, is that the right
Nailed
word?
it.
The same. Thank you, brother. Same as we were 70,000 years ago. Then why weren't they proceeding to develop some form of a civilization? I can't believe that it hasn't been around. It just, the planet can change like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if that's just the way it was, people don't question it because sun comes up, sun goes down. We go do this, we go do that. People just lived. There wasn't the idea of exploration. Wasn't anything like that. Also, you said you had giant aardvarks.
Aardvarks.
Does that mean you had giant termites as well? What did they eat?
Really big sequoias.
It sounds like a Greek person.
Aardvarks? You know what an aardvark is?
Yeah, I know what an aardvark is. They're like
They
an
were
ant eater.
huge. Yeah, well, nah, yeah, I guess so. But they're like these little hard-shelled little bastards in Texas and shit, and they're like this
Yeah, but
big.
I mean, like, they primarily eat, like, termites. I've seen the documentaries.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Well, they were the size of freaking Volkswagen bugs.
That's what I'm saying. Was the termites also large?
I don't think they were that
they-
big. What?
Okay, that's probably why they died out then.
Butterflies and moths and stuff that were feet wide, feet like
Mosquitoes.
So-
They were massive
Exactly.
mosquitoes.
so. There could
Yeah.
be
I'd
ants
hate
that
to
are-
go up against a giant mosquito. Like,
Oh, dude, those blood-sucking bastards. Oh my God, he's still talking about wormholes. Speaking of Gunham Padang, Scott was shot through a wormhole in some distant part of the universe, trying to stay alive
Nice.
aboard this ship. This ship of escaped prisoners.
We need
In
to
that
do
movie.
the, "Ah."
Yeah.
I try that, but hack the lungs.
I said aardvarks, didn't I, Matt? Yeah, it was armadillos. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, it was armadillos. Matt is absolutely correct. And again, that's
Well,
why
I don't know what armadillos are. I know what aardvarks eat.
Oh, dude, armadillos eat things.
Oh, and stuff. Nice.
Yeah.
Was there giant goats?
giant. There could have been. There is really big bears and lions in America. There still are a lot of bears, but there was like these weird looking lions in America.
Because America had all the giant, like, super fauna. Do you think someone that wanted to come to Earth went, "I'm not going there. That's too dangerous"? So they just threw a meteor at it. Said, "We'll come back when it's all sorted."
I mean, they could have. I'm not striking that one out. It could have happened. It definitely could have happened.
Lucky they didn't see Australia then.
Oh God, those bastards. Talking about Egyptian pyramids and dating of the pyramids. As
Oh, you mean actual pyramids? Okay.
Actual pyramids, real pyramids. We have Jimmy from what's the name of his?
Bright Insight. His name
Bright
is,
Insight.
Jimmy Corsetti.
And he's amazing. And Jimmy, if you want to be on the show, it's fine. Just reach out. He had this to say about the people in Egypt.
In Egypt, they believed in what's called Kemet, the people that existed before the Egyptians. When we hear these stories about the Great Pyramid being a tomb for the pharaoh, it's worth mentioning that even the locals didn't believe that. The saying that the pyramids were built to be tombs for the pharaohs wasn't even developed until 150 years ago. That's it. They were taught Kemet. And it's worth mentioning that when you go through inside these pyramids of Giza, there's not one single glyph in any of them whatsoever. There was never a mummy found in any Egyptian pyramid ever. Quite literally, the only reason why we are told this stuff is because that was the theory developed by these men that went in there and...
Damn Frenchies.
Frenchies, Napoleon, you prick.
Though also in the documentary movie Napoleon, he blows the nose off the Sphinx apparently.
Which I thought was always not historically correct.
Yeah.
Like there was people always said
Really
that about him,
smart.
but they found out. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it, so.
No, I don't care about the movie. I know in the movie they did it, but I thought that was historically incorrect. Like
It could
they
be.
didn't actually. I don't know. I think Napoleon actually had like archaeologists and historians like traveling with him, and he'd be like, "Yeah, look at this ancient thing, blow the shit out of it." I don't think he would let that happen. Maybe, I don't know, but like even the people in Egypt, the Egyptians of the past, talked about people prior to them that built the pyramids, talked about ancient king lists that built these pyramids. But yet,
So is that like the Anunnaki or?
I wouldn't go Anunnaki on that. No, I would go myth wise. Okay, maybe Anunnaki. Okay, maybe. No, but they do have a king's list that would work as this being like 35,000 years old. But people say, oh no, that's just stories. Well, then why did they believe it was their kings? Like this king list is just a story up until you could prove it's not. Because there are pharaohs on there that you say were real pharaohs, but the ones that you haven't found, that's just myth. Because they go back way too far for your history, for your proven history. I mean, yes, you might have found people that lived there 4,500 years ago, but what about the people before that? Like, they're looking for, and you were kind of touching on this before, Tina, like you're looking for carbon dating and ways of telling historical fact or time periods, but like they find one and they're like, okay, this is it then, 4,500 years ago. Well, who's to say the people 4,500 years ago didn't get rid of everything that showed anybody before them? They kept it up to date. They kept it clean. Like, could you prove someone from the 1700s, Native Americans that lived just where I'm living right now? Could you tell they were here? Probably not.
No, your people did a good enough job of that.
Thank you. We covered our fucking tracks. No, but I mean, it's like you would go back to the last people okay, these were the people there. Well, maybe, but who's to say deeper or farther back you may go that these things were still here? Because stone can last forever. You know,
well, look at how many old monuments had churches built upon them.
Yes, very true. Or even the Romans building upon things that were older in Greece, you know, but yet we just say they're Roman built. Well, that's not true.
Exactly. I mean, and most governments were based upon a central religion or come entirely from that central religion. So the easiest way to convert a peoples is to take over their icons and their places of worship, or what they consider holy, or a place that they gather to speak, and turn that into a holy place for your religion or a place for your government to meet. And then it just helps kind of smooth out the acceptance.
Yeah, it could be. A lot of people believe the ancient Egyptians were part of the Atlantis people, I guess, you know, but after
They were Atlanteans?
They were Atlanteans at one point. And then when the deluge happened and the waters rose and Atlantis was wiped away, they were one of that last settlements that were still around. And that's why they were, because they were very advanced, very quick, and then they got worse. Once again, look at their pyramids. You go from the Great Pyramid to these shitty pyramids just a millennia later. Like, they literally go down. I thought when you get better, you like, as you're you build better. You don't start out with like, you know, I don't know, a classic, and then you end up just building shit after that. I sound so scientific.
Yeah, I know. You used all the big words. So
I used a lot of big words. Look at Culture Casino in the house. That's sweetheart. Good to be there, buddy. I have one of your coins right over here, Belle. One of your coins.
Well, speaking of things arriving, I just got my T-shirt yesterday.
Oh, are you
So I
talking
have
about a
a-
Sporking News T-shirt?
A Sporking News podcast T-shirt, absolutely, came in the mail from TeePublic.
I can't believe someone bought one. Thank you very much. And you
Do you have a
too
Tea
could
Public
buy
store?
one. I do have a TeePublic store. I've had one for like a couple of years.
Well, with
just-
all the advertising that you do
I
on
don't-
every show, it's amazing that you haven't sold out yet.
I don't really push myself that much. I think this is it. So I will put this in the YouTube chat at least.
And
There you go.
Max ordered 2 T-shirts.
Yes, he did.
About a week before I did, so he
Yes,
got
he
this
did.
not too long ago.
And I also have 2 T-shirts for Gary and his wife that I was supposed to send them back in October of 2022. I will
You've
send
still
it to
got
them.
Are they still sitting under the desk?
They're actually, I put them over there because I see them
They're
every time I
closer
look
to
under
the
the
door
desk.
now.
So you've
Yeah.
technically moved them closer to the mailbox.
Closer to the mailbox, yes. Yes. And we'll get there. It'll get there.
Progress is progress.
So why do you think they thought these the pyramids in the only place is Egypt, right? The pyramids in Egypt, why do you think they thought they were tombs when they've never found a mummy, sarcophagus? Many of them don't even have any the Great Pyramid has no hieroglyphics. I said it right.
And when people have spoke about it, and they said, "Well, do you decorate the inside of a coffin?" And I'm like, no, but I also don't build a giant monument for it either.
Right. Or I don't, but don't you put a body in that coffin?
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to hide something. I mean,
Like
it's a very elaborate way of saying that person died when they didn't.
Right. I mean, it's just they never put any of the bodies in there.
Unless it's some sort of beaming technology.
Do you think it
Well-
could just be a cash grab? Not, I mean, not necessarily, not too nefarious, but the fact that, hey, we found this really cool empty, triangle-like structure that we want to investigate, but we don't have any money to make out of it right now. However, if we try to get folks to believe that we will find that $6 billion a year, is what Jimmy Corsetti says Egypt makes out of its selling its mummies and artifacts on a yearly basis.
Yep.
So this is just a way for organizations, or in most cases universities, to be able to get money from all across the globe kind of invested in their research. Because nobody wants to say, hey, I'm researching this gray pebble on the ground that has no intrinsic value to it. Well, if you say that there's some microscopic creature that can only live in that green pebble,
Yep.
unless we go ahead and research it, it's going to be lost to time.
Yeah. Well, you have to find your funding somewhere. And many people believe also, like, the early archaeologists were definitely looking for glory and looking for fame and fortune. And some may have falsified what their findings were. Some even are etching into places saying it was like Tutmosis the Third's when it wasn't. I mean, we have proof of that already. So who's to say it's not all bullshit?
Well, because we've seen what the graves look like in the Valley of the Kings. Like, we've seen what it's like when they bury their dead, and so there wasn't even a sarcophagus found in the Great Pyramid, was there?
No. Well, there was this, like, it was shaped like a box, but it wasn't a sarcophagus.
I thought that from, I mean, I could be remembering it wrong, that they were saying that's basically where they do all the mummification. That's the slab that they throw them on.
Yeah, they don't even know that. They don't even know that. Like, the Great Pyramid has nothing. Like, for a culture that, I mean, literally graffitied everything they ever built, the Great Pyramid has nothing. Nothing. And it's built very strange. Like, oh, this is the Queen's Chamber. Why? Because you called it that. We don't even know if we found every cavern, every part of it. They believe they found a chamber above the Queen's Chamber.
And the fact that they've completely, like, restricted LiDAR there is so weird as well. They did the same thing with the Sphinx. Like, you can't, like,
Right.
I mean, it's not going to take long before someone's just going to be able to have a satellite or a drone over the top of it to do it. Like,
there's pictures of Zahi. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's pictures of him going into the Sphinx.
Yeah. There's one where it goes down, and there's the hole, and it goes down, it's open, and he said it's because there was another guy that was there afterwards, and he said it sounds like there's water in there.
Yeah,
There's
they believe it goes down deep.
Yeah, it goes down deep, and it's no longer. It's literally like a cave. It's just like a circular cutting into this stone, and they're like, this stone had to have been here. This wasn't moved.
Right.
This was carved.
Yes.
From here, like, and they're like, okay, then why is this stone completely different to any stone anywhere else that we found? It's one giant solid piece down there, apparently. And as soon as they found that out, bam, you can't go down anymore.
Right. And there is footage of one guy who snuck down.
Yeah, that was the guy, and then they blocked it off now. Yeah.
They blocked it off now.
Yeah.
But they've tried to say for years there was no entrances. There's pictures of an opening on the head, behind the ear,
just
and
behind
near
the
the
ear.
paw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've lied to us about that. Well, what's telling us they're not lying to us about all the others?
No, they used the ancient method of modern concrete to fill the gaps in there. Yeah.
Right. Some people believe that the Great Pyramid is a power plant, and I am trying to find
It's a giant wall socket.
Yeah.
That's why it's desert, because it used to be really green and lush, but when the ships or whatever it was plugged in there, it took all that energy, all the life energy out of Egypt.
Right. All right, hold on. Here it is. Now, let's see. I'll do one of the quick ones from one of my favorite people, the Y Files. even though I don't know if this is his channel, but I believe this is him. So hold on one second. I'm sharing.
Does it have
this.
an annoying fish?
Shut up. That fish is beautiful.
Hecklefish rocks.
I don't know
You
why
got the
you.
stuffed toy, don't you, Tina?
I
She has
do.
it's called a plushie.
Within arm reach, even.
All right, hold on. Let me share this.
Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need like a sentient spork.
Yeah.
That you
A plushie spork. Oh, a little
Yeah.
sentient spork like that.
And he could
Oh
wear
yeah.
a tinfoil hat. He could wear a crown. For
Yeah, it'd be awesome if
He
someone could do it.
you could wear a little suit when you're doing the serious show.
I like that. I like that. Apparently they won't let you hum or chant inside the pyramid. I don't know if that's true or not. Well, they do say that the acoustics in certain points are amazing. In the grand chamber, the great hall.
Anyone stands in the middle and sings Ave Maria, no matter how
Gets
opportune
shot.
it is, sounds awful. Yep. And then they shoot them. Yeah.
Sporks, there is suspicion that old archaeologists wrote the pharaoh's name inside the pyramid. Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying myself.
Yeah, it was kind of proven fake when it said "God save the Queen."
Yeah, right. I just couldn't remember the archaeologist's name. That's why I didn't go there. But here is this one. The process starts in the subterranean.
In the subterranean chamber. Below the pyramid are aquifers. As water moves through the underground cavities, sound waves are created. The frequency of these waves resonate with the Earth's natural vibration. As those waves move up through the pyramid, a process is used to magnify, focus, and convert the sound into energy. The Queen's chamber was used for a chemical reaction that created hydrogen, and there's substantial proof of this. There are two interior shafts that lead to the Queen's chamber. The northern shaft has traces of hydrochloric acid. The southern has traces of hydrated zinc chloride.
That was what I was trying to remember the chemicals before. Just what he said.
It's
God,
got
he's so
them
much
chemicals on the walls.
better. He's so much better than me at this.
Combining these two chemicals creates a volatile reaction that generates hydrogen. A lot of hydrogen. This hydrogen gas would flow from the Queen's chamber through the horizontal passage and into the Grand Gallery. The Grand Gallery is also made of granite.
Yes, it
As
is.
the hydrogen gas builds up, the pressure compresses the granite, creating electricity. The process starts in the
And that electricity is then either sent out those two shafts at the top that could have given power to whatever you wanted to power. I'm not going to say alien ships, but maybe alien ships. Maybe alien ships. I believe alien ships. Okay. But there is proof of these chemicals, but yet, Zahi Hawass and these Egyptologists try to destroy anyone who talks about it. But yet this has been proven. Why are you against research? That's what I don't get. Why are you against any research that is different than your own? Isn't science all about questioning? Isn't it all about disproving your hypothesis?
But that's the point. It's not a science organization. It's not a science-based science anymore. It's a religion, and you can't question it.
No, you can't. I hate that, man. I do. I hate that. And give me 1 second. You guys talk about this for a second. I'm just trying to find something real quick.
You want to talk about? Okay, well, yeah. Without basically.
I totally
saying the same
put
thing
you
over
guys
and
on
over
the
again.
spot. I'm sorry.
It's all good. But yeah, so essentially,
So what
The
would
whole
be the other
point of-
purpose for the hydrogen gas if it wasn't to power some ancient machinery?
well, I mean, hydrogen gas is flammable. It could have literally just been a heating source.
Good point.
There'd be no reason that they couldn't use it for that. I mean, not that they'd have anything to be able to store it in. Who knows? It could have even been something that they were potentially thinking that they could use to get high or something. You don't know. That could just be another element that they're added into something else.
Gotcha. So they could just be funneling out the gas to the local, area so that, everybody
Yeah.
kind of, gets under the influence of a hallucinogenic during certain, spiritual activities or whatnot.
Well, I mean, what would look cooler than a giant flame coming out of a giant statue, like giant structure?
Oh, that's very true.
Especially for
almost
people
like
back then
it could
that
also
had
be a
no idea of
beacon too.
science. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
like,
would be kind of cool too if people like, if people were using that in conjunction with a map of the stars in order to navigate through the deserts.
well, this is the thing. They could have been using that. The hydrogen could just be a byproduct of something else, not the main thing. We've used hydrogen because we understood the properties of it. They might have just seen it as a poison or something to get rid of, and they're actually using, like when they do what do you call it? When you're cleaning metals and everything, you use the same acids, and acid and the copper reacts together to make hydrogen gas. That could literally just be an exhaust port, and the hydrogen is the reason why it's being shot up into the air is because that's the safest way to get rid of it.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, and it kind of relates to what Matt is saying here about Egypt had some of the purest gold. So
Yeah.
someone hypothesized that producing the chemicals that you would need to produce such pure gold. So that could have all been done in the pyramids. And you're right, that could contain that then possibly, dangerous gas to a small area and vent it out in such a way that the people that were creating the gold were protected as well as the people that lived in the area.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff that we've over the years that have been wasted, turned into the main source of thing like cottonseed oil was considered a waste, a byproduct, and now it's in basically every freaking fast food restaurant in the world. We eat from it,
That's the
So
point.
it could have easily been something that, like, we know the power of hydrogen, but they might not have known. It might have just literally been a waste or a byproduct.
Absolutely. Soul Assassin asked a good question. Is there writing on top of the pyramid? That I don't remember hearing about.
There's on top of the pyramid the writing is like people's. It's more modern. It's
okay.
people that climbed it. They carved their names in. That's all they know. But that top piece is gone. It was supposedly solid gold.
Did you hear about the French couple that got in trouble?
No.
They were up on top of the pyramid and they got caught rooting.
So that's hot.
Yeah, so they stopped people from climbing it.
That's messed up. People
Damn
should
French!
be
They
able to
ruin everything in Egypt.
They ruin everything. Everything in Egypt. Goddamn Napoleon again. I wanted to show this before we call it a night because I can't go too long tonight. But we were. Was I by myself last week? I think I was. I was talking about Smithsonian. Maybe being behind hiding people's findings of giants and bones and this and that. Well, right after that, there was
They flogged them. There were so many of them.
Yeah. Well, we just found out, like literally 2 days after I did my show and talked about how we believe they hid giant bones and any type of thing that went against the narrative. Well, this gentleman, Reed or Reeves, was on Joe Rogan. He lives up in Alaska, and within a 2-acre, I believe it's a 2-acre, or is it a 2 mile? No, I think it's a 2-acre plot of his land. They have found over like 100,000 bones of mammoth, saber-tooth, all these animals dead, just all in this compacted area. It looks like an apocalypse of these animals dying. And they're finding species of animals that shouldn't have been there at that time, like saber-tooth and things like that. And he talks about how they gave the Smithsonian like 50,000 pieces bones, and they found a ton of it in the East River. They literally took his bones and dumped it in the East River. So I wanted to play this.
50 tons.
50 tons.
That's insane.
50 tons of his bones given to, I believe it was Smithsonian, but it was definitely a museum in New York for research purposes, because literally could change history of what we thought the fauna was in different areas of this country, and they dumped it in the East River.
It's 100,000 pounds.
100,000 pounds worth of bones. It's insane. It blows my mind they were willing to do that. Like, that right there should tell you can't trust these people. Yeah, I think he's the one that ate the mammoth meat. It was like in permafrost. I believe he's that guy. Yeah. It really is.
And he grew a foot
similar
taller.
to the ending of
No.
similar to the ending of Indiana Jones and it was the first one, right? That was all about finding the Ark of the Covenant, and all it did was get docked up and put it in a corner somewhere. And
Yep, and just sealed away, just forgotten. Just forget about it. Unbelievable. 50 freaking, that's insane. How many tons of bones? And then people are like, oh, they don't lie. They don't do these things. Like, there is so much record. And I was showing it last week, article after article, 1,500 articles on this one website of, in the past, like 150 to 200 years in America, talking about finding giant bones. And almost every time the Smithsonian or a museum gets involved and the bones disappear. And now we have proof that 50 tons or 55 tons were dumped in the East River when they were supposed to be being researched. That's messed
that
up.
was the same thing with JFK's brain. The Smithsonian had that, and then it went missing.
Mm-hmm. How messed up is that, dude? Goddamn president. Because we know reasons. But yeah, I just wanted to show that.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. Things that might have happened, like grassy knoll. Yeah, but it's gonna be a quick show tonight. I'm hoping to have a special guest Tuesday, and hopefully I'll have news on that. If not this Tuesday, maybe next Tuesday. We will be going back to Tuesday as our regular night. But I really appreciate everybody for coming out. Tina, thank you for coming out. Grant, thanks for joining me. But we will, we're going to wrap this up, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
And thanks for everyone who did super chats and super stickers.
Oh my God, yeah. Andy, Ian, who else? E. Clay Thomason. Someone did a members too.
Brian McCann.
Brian McCann. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, question everything. And don't forget, subscribe to Spork.
Aluminum Spork.